Alright folks, welcome back to another video. Got a new box this month for you, Alpha Outpost box. This is the SCIMITAR. Now, I know a lot of people was kind of disappointed at last month's box, the reload box, which I kind of like, but I understand if you already got that box. So anyway, let's talk about the SCIMITAR. I already know what's in here because Alpha Outpost actually posted pictures prior to the release of the box or a few weeks ago, so I know it's in here and I think you're going to like what's in here. But first of all, what is a SCIMITAR? A scimitar is basically a short curved sword that was used in a lot of Middle Eastern countries. I'll put a picture up for you and show you kind of what it is. But obviously that's not what's in here, but something else is in here. So let's open it up and show you. Alright, so first of all, you get your little card here, which actually has some useful information. Talking about some bayonets and what? The scimitar. So here's the patch for this month. No mercy for thy enemies, which is awesome. Alright, so you get two of these boot knife type daggers. These are both double-edged. They're actually decently sharp for what they are. Double-edged, kind of a plastic type handle. You know, I'm trying to bend it and I can't bend it, so that's a good thing. Little sheath here, a little nylon type belt sheath. So these would be a good little boot knife or something like that. This is actually probably going to go in my truck as a defensive knife, probably in the door or something of my truck. But as you can tell, you get two of these. Both of these are identical. But the meat and potatoes of this box is this puppy right here. Check this out. Look at that. And some of you may actually know what this is. This is a military M9 bayonet. This will actually fit on a on your AR-15 or M4, M16. It's a bayonet. It's used by the U.S. military as well as several other militaries. I can't remember all the specs on this, but I know that there's these were originally made. Buck Knives made a bunch of these. So did Ontario and whatnot. I think there was about 400 and something thousand of these made, and they're still actually in use today. So very nice combat knife. 7-inch blade. Has some serrations up here, like a sawback type. Some people may be wondering what this hole is for. Check out the sheath. The hole goes right here. We'll talk about that here in just a second. But the sheath is very nice, kind of a thermoplastic molded type sheath. Right up under here, you do have a whetstone, so you can sharpen it up. And then over here, you get your belt clip, so that you can attach this to your belt. So very nice so far. So I know you're wondering, some people may not know, so let's go ahead and show you. So these are designed, this is designed to fit just like this, and it cuts wire. So it's a wire cutter. So you figure military guys, if they're out doing some combat missions and whatnot and they have to cut through a chain link fence or something, this will do that very quickly for them, and they can get through that and go on. They have a combat knife. They can slip it onto their rifle for a bayonet for close quarter stuff. But you know, this is all cool and everything. I've showed you everything, but let's go outside and let's test this out. Now, unfortunately, I don't have an AR-15. I know I gotta get one. I know. So I can't really test it out, but I have seen this fit on somebody else's in a picture, and it does fit just fine. So it does slide on there and lock into there, and there's the locking mechanism right here. So, but what I'm going to do, since I'm an outdoors type guy, I'm going to go outside and we're going to run this through the paces, baton some wood, do some feather sticks and whatnot, your typical knife type stuff, and I'll show you how to use the wire cutter. We'll cut some wire and whatnot. So y'all stay with me, and let's go outside and let's start beating on this thing and see how it holds up. made me some coffee, as you can see way down there. Made me some coffee. Fire's kind of went out now, so I thought we'd talk really quick and follow up about the Scimitar box from Alpha Outpost. So let's talk about the daggers first. The daggers, I mean, they're daggers. They were double-sided. They come fairly sharp. I pried with them, which you're really not supposed to. I did pry with them. I got them to bend a little bit, but they didn't break. Of course, I didn't torque too hard on them. So, I mean, they're daggers. They will stab. They will, you know, do their job, you know, in a defensive situation. One thing I did throw it. You've seen me throwing it at the trees. So I did throw it at the trees. Well, you know, this handle broke, or the little cap broke, which is no big deal. So the handle came off. So as you can tell, these are full tang little daggers here. So not bad, and makes actually a better thrower. If you want to use it as a throwing knife, it makes it as a better thrower with the handle off. But so they are full tang. So in case you were wondering, I know some people are like, but those are full tang. I guess you could probably call that a rat tail tang, I guess, but they're less. All right, so there's the daggers. So let's talk about the bayonet. So get it off my belt here. I really like the belt loop feature, by the way, because it's so easy to get on and off if you want to just take the whole thing on and off. Alright, I don't know if you're going to be able to tell if the camera's going to pick it up, but I have beat the crap out of this thing today. I've used this as my sole knife today, other than just tinkering around with those daggers. You know, and I have really beat the crap out of it. I mean, you see me, I batoned, that was some oak that I was batoning earlier, seasoned oak, well seasoned oak, so it you know, went through that. I chopped a little bit with it, you know, did some feather sticks and stuff with it. The thing with this is, since it's not a bushcraft type knife, you can't really choke up on it too much, but when you do, your finger gets right here on the you got to get over this part, but your finger gets right here on the saw back, and it really hurts. But so which brings me to another point, the saw back. You know, the saw back works, you know, okay. You know, it'd be good for some notches and stuff like that. But again, folks, you got to realize this is not a bushcraft knife. This is not really a, you know, a bushcraft type knife. This is a combat knife, you know, that'll do some survival tasks and whatnot. Obviously, it will cut. I showed you how it, you know, cut the use the wire cutter portion of the knife, and showed you how to cut. Kind of show you, it did get a little bit of deviation, a little bit of dention in the metal there. Did cut several times, and it did kind of dent the metal. But again, to me, that's not a big deal, because, you know, if I had to use this thing in a survival situation as a combat knife, and I had to cut a chain link fix to get through, and that's all it did, I'm not worried about that, because it got the job done. So yeah, it did. You know, it performed fairly well for what it is. I mean, again, not a survival knife, not a bushcraft knife, but a combat type, you know, survival knife, I guess. It did work really well for all my tasks that I put it through today. So I think this is you know, quite honestly, I think this is another good box from Alpha Outpost, the Scimitar. You know, again, I'm definitely going to get some use out of this. This is probably not going to come out too much after I clean it up and sharpen it back up. It's probably going to go, when I get my AR-15 and whatnot, it's going to go with that for the bayonet. But nevertheless, it's definitely something to have, good to have, and I will definitely put the daggers, like I said before, I'm probably going to put one of the daggers in my truck, and another one, not quite sure what I'm going to do with the other one yet, but yeah, so anyway, get signed up down below. Click the link down below if you're interested. I think they're still running the $5 first box special, so, and they're always running buy one get one, or buy one get one half off, or stuff like that, so they're always running sales. So yeah, folks, please like, share, subscribe, you know, get outside, get outdoors, you know, get a cool box, some cool gear, and until seeing another video, always remember your PPE, plan, prepare, and exercise, and always make sure you have the necessary skills to survive. Thanks, folks, and I'll see you on another video real soon.